Video games, am I right? There are tons of them in tons of genres. You've got your first-person shooters, your looter shooters, your horde shooters, your dating simulators. It all just kind of blends together, doesn't it? And maybe you're like us, trying to find the best games to play with your friends. Well, you've come to the right channel and the right video, as the Co-op Monthly is your #1 source for what co-op games came out last month, what co-op games are coming out next month, and any big co-op announcements in between. It's our newest video series, so if you appreciate it and want to see more, let us know. Now let's get into the Co-op Monthly for January 2022.
January was a great month for co-op gaming, with a couple new titles out as well as some standout ports. First up, we have Deep Rock Galactic, which made its way to the PlayStation family as part of the first PS Plus offering of the year on January 4th, so claim it while you still can. Deep Rock is the best game to play if you just want something chill to hang out with friends in. It was very well received, currently sitting at a solid 85 critic score on OpenCritic, and yeah, your boys have a co-op review coming real soon. On to number 2, we have Monster Hunter Rise, one of our favorite co-op games from last year, so we're thrilled to see it come to PC on January 12th. Unsurprisingly, the PC port is sitting at a very positive user score on Steam. Rise takes everything that made World a hit while making it easier than ever to hunt with your friends. It's a standout co-op game and we're happy more people can play it now. On the opposite spectrum, we have Astroneer, a PC game that made its way to the Nintendo Switch on January 13th. Featuring 4-player online co-op, you and your crew are free to explore distant planets as you reshape and build custom bases. OpenCritic score for this one is sitting at a 75, though we've read that the switchboard isn't great if you love the base building aspect of the game, since it might push your little Switch a bit too much, so just keep that in mind. On the Xbox side of things, we have Guntech 2, a retro-style shoot-'em-up based in space which arrived on January 13th for Xbox One and Series consoles. It features up to 4-player local co-op and has an 8.1 OpenCritic score. Though it's only been reviewed by one outlet. As Video Shumps put it, the game comes together in one action-packed formula and they particularly enjoyed the tough boss fights and seasonal levels. So hey, if they loved it, you might too. Staying on Xbox for a minute, we have the Anacrusis, which launched into early access on January 13th for PC and Xbox consoles. Man, 3 games in one day, that's a busy release day, huh? As hyped as we were for this game, it was not well received, with outlets like IGN giving it a 5 out of 10. We may circle back to this Left 4 Dead shooter, but until then, here's hoping it comes out of early access with a lot more going for it. Crystal Clash is a little bit of everything, MOBA-like lane battles, deck building, and some RTS thrown in for a good measure. It hit Steam on January 14th, landing on a very positive user rating. Its emphasis on co-op instantly piqued our interest, and it's also free to play title if you're a little low on game funds. One user said it's like Clash Royale meets Plants vs Zombies, so if that's your dream matchup, check out Crystal Clash. Our last port of the month is pretty exciting, with River City Girls making its way to the PS5 on January 18th. It's sitting with a 79 OpenCritic score, which honestly feels like it should be higher, because this old school brawler looks awesome, especially since it's a genre you don't typically see in co-op. It's a good time to play this as the sequel is slated for release later this summer. Nobody Saves the World is a game we both had on our radars before we knew it had co-op. It arrived on January 14th for PC and Xbox consoles, currently sitting at an 80 OpenCritic score. In this indie ARPG, you warp into various different forms, each of which grant you unique powers. You can play this in 2-player online co-op from start to finish, and it's probably a game we'll be circling back to later this year. Speaking of games on our radar, we've been looking forward to Rainbow Six Extraction ever since it was announced, way back when it was called Quarantine. Yeah, good call on the name change, Ubi. It hit shelves on January 20th for every platform save for the Switch. This co-op shooter takes everything that made Siege a hit, but places it in a co-op centric title. It received mixed reviews, currently sitting at a 72 on OpenCritic, though stay tuned for our thoughts on it when our review hits sometime next month. To round out the first month of the year, we have Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem. It's a standalone expansion to Serious Sam 4 and it hit Steam on January 25th. Steam reviews have it at a very positive user score. It's a short 5-hour game where you and 4 friends wreak havoc across the Russian tundra. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Alright, thanks for that, Gabe. Now let's get into February to see the upcoming co-op games. We've seen a lot of footage over the long development of Dying Light 2, and we are definitely excited for its release this week. This one the boys will be playing, reviewing, and hopping on day one. Dying Light fans can finally rest easy in our comments. However, I can't help but feel a little skeptical just due to the lack of co-op footage shown. In their last showcase, they did touch on shared weapons and progression when playing together, including shared narrative choices. We'll find out how it all comes together very soon on February 4th. Zoria, the Celestial Sisters, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a cross-play puzzle cooperative game tasking you with reconnecting these celestial guardians and restoring harmony to the world. It's a big task. I like the art style and look of this one, and it's built from the ground up to be played with a friend, and that's always a good sign for us. We've played our fair share of cooperative puzzle games, like Kiwi being one of our personal favorites. Zoria's is looking to capture the same magic, so let's see how it fares on February 8th. Now here's an interesting looking title. Derpy Conga is another cooperative puzzle where you save the world by holding hands, which yes, is a real Watam-like, just what we all wanted and needed. I'm not sure what to think of this. I mean, I like the Conga myself, so who knows. It's coming to Switch and PC on the 10th. Now, we're not exactly big on MMORPGs here at the Co-op Bros, but we recognize their merit for making great cooperative games. Lost Ark is finally getting its official release date in February, so we thought it'd be good to mention that here. It's Amazon's first real success story in the world of video game development, so we also want Mr. Bezos to know we're acknowledging that. You know, just in case Project Amazon Takes Over the World is ever greenlit. Another genre we don't usually touch, Total War Warhammer 3, is the RTS culmination of the Warhammer trilogy, much beloved by many. It's looking to really step up its multiplayer this time around too, with 8 players being able to take turns simultaneously in the campaign. They've even created mini multiplayer campaigns that a group of friends can start and finish in one evening. Now that's co-op innovation. So who knows, maybe we'll play this one when it comes out to PC on the 17th. And finally rounding it all out is Elden Ring. We've talked about this game maybe a little too much on this channel, so I'll leave it brief here. Elden Ring is bringing back most of the quirky complications for playing in co-op we've grown accustomed to, with necessary items you have to find to even play together in the first place, I know. But hey, at least it's all in one place in the menu system apparently. Now that's co-op innovation. It doesn't really change our opinions on it because either way we're going to be playing Elden Ring on day 1. And then again on day 2, and then again on day 3, and then again. Our what we missed last time section is going to be left alone this time around because it's our first video of the series, so far we haven't missed anything. But we didn't cover every game possible for the month of January, or for the upcoming month of February, so I know we could have missed a real banger. If that's the case, do what you do best and comment below to let us know. We'll look into it and mention it next time, free of charge.
This blog will be dedicated to any relevant co-op news. This industry of ours is an ever-shifting industry, and as we've all seen with the Activision Blizzard news this month, anything can happen. So it's our job to try and keep you up to date with what's happening in co-op gaming. Towards the middle of the month, we finally got a release date for Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, via an amazing trailer that I'm pretty sure Andrew has watched 50 times no less. Seriously, it looks great, but perhaps the most exciting reveal for us was the addition of a co-op mode, and not the Kirby Star Allies kind. Here, it seems like co-op has the chance to be a standout feature, with one player controlling Kirby and their usual copycat abilities, while the other player takes control of a Waddle Dee whose powers all revolve around a cool looking spear weapon. There's a ton of potential here, and we're hoping these distinct playstyles end up being part of an awesome co-op experience. In a bit of news that isn't too surprising, Ubisoft's Watch Dogs Legion will not receive any further updates, including its online mode. While the service will remain online, Season 5 will be the last new content the game will see. Legion was one of my first games I played on PS5, and we were really excited for the online mode which supports up to 4-player co-op. Sadly, it turned out to be a total mess and virtually impossible to just play with friends and not randoms. Not sure where the Watch Dogs franchise goes from here, but wherever it goes, here's hoping it gets a better co-op mode. To wrap up this month's news, why don't we go out with a cup of piping hot tea, my friends? And by that I mean rumors, gossip, speculation, you know, the good stuff. Last year, developer Certain Affinity, who also worked on Halo Infinite by the way, announced they were working on a new IP. Well, it turns out that game may be a Monster Hunter style co-op game. The news comes from Jeff Grubb of GamesBeats, who claims Microsoft has long wanted the Capcom series on Game Pass, but decided a better investment to make a similar game instead. Development on the title started in 2020 and could see the light of day by 2023 or 2024. So pretty exciting stuff, honestly.
This just in, the day after Gabe finished recording this section, Evil Dead the game decided to delay their cooperative shooter thing to May 2022. This is probably the right move considering we've seen a grand total of like one gameplay trailer so far. Yeah, no, I'm right, it's been one gameplay trailer. If you're feeling down on this, don't feel too bad. The developers have promised it's only to ensure that the game is properly groovy as hell, and I quote that. Personally, I think I can get a little extra sleep tonight with that in mind. And that, everyone, is the Co-op Monthly, your monthly report on all the co-op games that came out and are coming out, curated by the co-op bros themselves. That, my friends, is a lot of co-op. If you enjoy this, please let us know so we can determine if it's something that should stay a part of our channel. We enjoy doing it for ourselves, it's nice to stay on top of these things, but we gotta make business decisions here, so help us out. Either way, thanks for watching, consider staying around by subscribing or doing us a solid and liking the video. We'll catch you next time on another episode of The Co-op Bros.